At church, Cyrus walks in to see Sonny praying and tells him that he's glad he found his way to God in his hour of need and that the truth will set him free. Angry, Sonny tells Cyrus that this is not the night to push him. Cyrus realizes Nina told him that she was the one who tipped off the SEC. Cyrus explains Nina also came here for guidance, and he offered her his counsel as there should be no lies between husband and wife. Sonny punches Cyrus, who quotes the Bible about turning the other cheek. Sonny decks him again, and Cyrus says, "I forgive you." Sonny keeps punching him to try and force Cyrus to fight back, but he doesn't, and Sonny pummels him to the ground. At the hospital, a nurse and Portia discuss having to work on New Year's Eve. Portia refuses to see it as a bad omen as she has big plans for 2024. Portia finds Curtis waiting in her office with a rose as a surprise for New Year's Eve. He also brought donuts, and she says he's the best. They talk about his upcoming surgery, which could put him on the road to walking again. Curtis says it might not work. Portia promises she'll love him no matter what, and he knows that. She asks how he's feeling. He admits he's trying not to be too hopeful. He just wants to be able to sweep her off her feet and carry her to their bedroom to make love. Portia says she sweeps her off her feet every day with a smile, and they kiss. When you imagine a prisoner of war, is this what you imagine? Later, Curtis and Portia head to the ER as Portia gets notice of a patient brought in badly beaten. Joss and Dex return to her dorm room after a party and find a confused Adam trying to get in, thinking it's his room. They see he's visibly drunk and still chucking out of a red Solo cup. Joss asks what is going on as he's not a drinker. He says it's over and his parents know the truth about him. He says they know he lied about the internship and pushed as to why he didn't come home. He says his lousy grades, his A in chemistry came up, along with the B he got in anatomy. Now his parents are threatening to pull him out of PCU and send him to a local college because they refuse to waste their money on him if he won't perform to their standards. He doesn't understand why he was such a screw-up. At the Port Charles Grill, Laura continues to think about Bobby, Luke, and Lucky, who is out there searching for a part of himself. They're interrupted by a call from Ace's babysitter. Laura is shocked to learn Esme is an hour late. Esme turns up saying to herself she needs a drink, while Laura is still on the phone with the babysitter. Laura sees her and asks Esme where she's been. Esme talks to the babysitter and assures her that she'll be home right away. She apologizes to Laura, and Kevin brings her a hot cider to warm her up and picks up the glove she dropped. Esme thanks him, though she lost the other one. Laura recognizes it as the glove from Windermere and realizes she was the one who broke in. Kevin leaves them to talk, and Laura asks what she was thinking. Esme explains that Liz says that was the place she was held last year, and she thought going there would spark something in her. She's sorry and offers to pay for the broken glass. Laura asked if she remembered anything. Esme says she remembered nothing. Laura asked if Esme was still there when she arrived. Esme admits she was, and she rushed out. She didn't want to get arrested on Ace's first Christmas. Laura notes she still broke the law and she'll have to turn herself in. Esme cries she can't go to jail. Laura says she'll probably just get community service, maybe a fine. Laura says if she takes responsibility for what she's done, she will feel better. Laura states that she will go with her tomorrow to the PCPD. Esme can't believe she's going with her. Laura insists she wouldn't make her do this alone. Laura and Esme are interrupted when Curtis calls Laura. He tells her that she needs to come to the hospital. It's about her brother. At the gallery, Nicholas tells Ava that Esme came to Port Charles to ruin their lives, and together it's time for them to make her pay. She refuses to work with him, stating anything between them ended when he threatened her daughter. He admits that was wrong, but she thought she killed him and ditched his body a second later. She cries she was a mess, and she didn't want him dead. He admits that's something. Ava tells Nicholas that Esme has no memory and is devoted to her son. Nicholas yells, "My son." Nicholas says Esme will revert to who she is eventually. Ava asks if Nicholas is planning to kill Esme. He isn't. He just wants her out of both his sons' lives. She asks what he wants from her. He begins to flirt with her and recalls the good times. She says there weren't that many, and those days are over. Nicholas thinks she doesn't want to help him because if she spends time with him, then she'll not be able to fight her feelings for him. She tells him not to flatter himself. He is irresistible. Nicholas spells out his plan. He asks Ava to throw a party, saying she'll come up with a reason, and he'll provide her with a guest list, including Esmond. She asks if she really expects her to believe he won't hurt Esmond. He says hand to God. On the docks, Willow demands to know from Michael why Nina's been canceling plans with her and the kids. He admits he forced her to limit how much she saw them. She can't believe he was blackmailing Nina. Willow says he manipulated her. He controlled her relationship with her mother, and if he was so worried about protecting her from Nina, then he should have told her the truth from the beginning. Michael swears he wanted to expose Nina. He went to tell his dad, but he was so happy and in love, and Willow was happy too. He decided nobody needed to be hurt if he kept the secret and controlled how much Nina saw them. Willow cries they both haven't been honest with each other, and what kind of marriage is this? Michael says they love one another. They can get through this. Willow says Nina's lies are one thing, but his hurts so much more. She asks him to sleep somewhere else tonight. Carly answers her door to Nina, who sees Drew is back in town. She says there is something she needs to tell them both. Nina says first of all she is so sorry, and Carly wonders how she found out, assuming she's speaking of Bobby. Drew says he needs to get back to the phone calls, and Carly says she can handle Nina. He leaves. Nina says first, she was really angry when the truth about Willow came out, but she's done making excuses. Carly doesn't have time for this, so Nina blurts out she was the one who tipped off the SEC. Carly gasps that she was the reason Drew went to Pentonville. She shouts, "You took him from his daughter." Nina reminds her, "You took mine from me." Carly cries Drew has been nothing but decent to her, and she sent him to prison. Nina says she knows she will never forgive her, and she's just setting the record straight. Carly asks why now. Nina says the guilt was eating her alive, and she regretted it all, and she didn't know how to fix it. Carly says she doesn't feel guilt or regret, and Carly realizes Nina got busted. She asks who knows. Nina admits Sonny knows. She says Sonny suggested she come to confess and apologize. Carly says she's not here to make things right. She's here so she doesn't lose Sonny. Carly calls her the most selfish person she's ever met, and she hurts everyone she claims to care about. Carly calls her a selfish bitch, and she hopes she rots in hell. Nina jokes Carly should be thanking her. All the bad things she's done have made her the bad guy for her. Carly says there is no way she'll come back from this. She will never forgive her, and Willow will see she hasn't changed, and she will never see her grandchildren. Drew returns and stands in the background and learns it was Nina who turned them in. Nina says she is sorry about what happened to him and had no intention for him to go to jail. Angry, Drew calls her vile and the worst kind of hypocrite. She was nice to Scout, Donna, and Avery on Halloween, all the while knowing she was. Later, Drew calls Joss and tells her that her mom needs her to come home. Back in Joss' dorm, Joss says she has to go. Dex offers to keep an eye on Adam. After Joss leaves, Dex talks to Adam about his problems with his parents and says there is a big world out there beyond her parents and things do get better. Adam eventually passes out, and Dex gets him into bed. Drew then calls Michael, who is still with Willow on the pier. She tells him there is nothing left for them to say tonight and walks off. Michael answers Drew's call. Joss and Michael arrive at Carly's, and Drew answers the door and says their mom is in the living room. They head in, and Carly tells them that Bobby has died. Joss asks what happened. Carly says she passed away in her sleep at Luke's apartment. They can't believe she's gone, and Joss asks what they will do without her. Carly doesn't know, but they'll get through it together. Sonny returns home to a dark apartment. He has a paper bag and takes out a bottle of booze that he sets on the table. His collar is bloodied. He thinks about his argument with Nina and her begging him not to throw away their life together. Ava comes home and finds Sonny sitting in the dark, and she asks where Nina is. He replies, "Gone." Ava turns on the lights and suggests he get cleaned up as Avery can't see him like that. Sonny leaves to clean up when Nina arrives at the door. Ava opens it and learns Sonny knows the truth about the SEC. Ava says she shouldn't be here, He's in a bad way. Nina wants to see him for just a minute. She just came from seeing Carly and Drew. Sonny walks out, and Nina cries as Sonny slams the door in her face. Laura and Kevin show up at the hospital, and Curtis tells them Cyrus was found alone at All Saints by the priest. They go into a room to see him, and he's out cold and hooked up to machines. Portia says he's stable but unconscious. Laura asks who did this to him. Back at the PC grill, as Esm takes off, Nicholas watches from the shadows. On the next General Hospital, Cyrus wakes up and tells Laura, "Once you know the answer, you may well be sorry you asked." Drew is angry and tells Sam, "Did you get the final word on what's best for our daughter?" Anna tells Felicia that she wouldn't want you to do this alone. Cody asks someone, "Do you not think it's a good idea?" Sasha advises Nina, "Let it be, and you might get what you want." Lois says to Sonny, "You're not done with her yet."